Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a round I got in the Rozen Zulu this last week, now that I finally have it. I'm glad they gave that away. I've been trying to get a hold of that for, a couple of years, and still kind of grip my teeth every time the game gives me like a repeat when I see a Pegasus-class ship on the gotcha, but that is just the gotcha. That is how they do. But Gear Zulu's not bad. It has a defense mode. It has a shield, which I believe absorbs extra damage when charging. Has a couple of in-com weapons, one beam and one melee. And it is currently being bludgeoned by this tiny little man with a lance. But that is kind of the state of 700, where all the F-91 suits live. But it also does have a Psycho Jammer, which I believe does reduce mobility and a couple other things. Its primary ability, I believe, is to block Psychomu weapons. But of course, fewer and fewer things at this cost actually have Psychomu weapons because basically after Unicorn or so, they just kind of peter out for a long time and don't show up very often. So yeah, that's just kind of how it is. But yeah, it is pretty solid. I've heard people say the Hama Hama is probably better, and they're probably right, especially since the Hama Hama just got buffed. But it's not bad, and yeah, it is pretty good with the incoms. So I don't think I end up using the defense mode very much in this round. I'm not particularly great with that. So. But again, that's one of those things of I do like to keep moving, and stopping moving to actually activate the shield frequently does not appeal to me as much as just getting out of the way of the shot. Of course, when I fail to do that, that's another question. But yeah, it's holding up fairly well. I've probably built for defense. I almost always do anymore, just because that is how I survive long enough to actually get anything done. So. The full armor unicorn is stopped. Incom out. I think it used its NTD ability to block the incom attack, which fair play. I do that whenever I can. And yeah, so not bad for a first life though. So let's see, or was that the second? Either way, I accomplished a decent amount. Just actually doing well with the support on this map at 700 is kind of remarkable to me, because this is kind of like slightly larger Arctic base in terms of how people play. They go around in circles, they corner people, and it just gets nasty. There's just more places to hide when it doesn't go your way, or avenues of escape, places you can go to meet up with your team, etc. Yeah, I like the map, but it is I have had some of the most brutal rounds I ever play on this map. So, beyond that though, yeah, managed to tag somebody else. But yeah, I don't know if the enemy team has any major raids or not. I'd be surprised if there's not a Barbatos or a Burning Gundam or something here, because there almost always is. But maybe the reason I'm doing so well is I lucked into like the 700 space colony drop site map in forever that actually has no raids. Which if that's the case, I'll take that luck. Okay, 4,000 damage with the incoms, not bad. Let's see. That's something I would like to see in a future Psychomu suit, is the ability to just hold the lock a little longer to be able to choose how many funnels or missiles or whatever you have are being committed to the attack, and also the ability to possibly split them between multiple targets if you're able. I think that would be nice, but it might be a little difficult to manage. Worth trying though, I think. But yeah, as you can see, 3 minutes to go. We have got a pretty solid lead, but the round is still going. And yeah, I am just not, still trying to get the sleep schedule arranged, still trying to get up earlier. It's being difficult because this was easier, 10 years ago. What wasn't? But yeah, um, getting there gradually. And yeah, that I'm never good at those arcing beams with uh with this charge shot and some of the ones on the Kshatriya. I feel like it's very difficult to figure out the optimal range for those, at least for me. Maybe I'm sure it's another thing that with practice I could get right, but yeah, it's just really a tough call for me a lot of the time. Okay, incom missed. Shield. I was hoping the shield pierced, to be honest. That's why I was firing it there. If I had charged it, it probably would have either arced around or pierced, and I'd have been able to do it. But okay, full armor unicorn is down. Man, we are just running away with this. I did not realize this was quite this one-sided when I saved it, but since I've been waiting to get this thing and run around with it for a very long time, I'm going to go with it anyway, honestly. Okay, and the beams did the beam thing. That's another enemy down. That is a Barbatos, isn't it? Yep. It is just, I've been lucky, and it's one of those rounds where there is a raid that could demolish me, but just we have not generally been in the same zip code. So that's not bad. I really do need to look up exactly what the Psycho Jammer does because I do not remember. But yeah, just trying to get some shots in while I back up a little bit. That did not work out. But yeah, that's all right because, again, only the second time I've been shot down this round, and it's I've been pretty effective, I think. So yeah, just sometimes that is the one thing about this map. It is, like I said, larger than Arctic Base, and there's a fairly good chance that you can actually end up not seeing the raid that could wreck your face the whole time if you're in a support. If you're on Arctic Base, which is a fairly, small circle, the raid will find you. But here, there is at least the possibility of never really having to deal with them, which is, I think, if I remember right, Barbatos is about to find me right now. Is that it? Yes, it is. Yeah, I think they nerfed that particular gun this month, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, yeah, I decided to focus on the full armor unicorn because if I was going to blow up either way, it just made more sense to try and do what I could there. But I'll be honest, since we had a huge lead, I was being a little bit reckless. I do that sometimes. Like if I know I can't cost us the round by just playing a little loose, I may as well try and get some extra points. This time didn't work out. Sometimes it does. And I fortunately did not cost us the round. So, yeah, not a bad looking suit. Yeah, top score 59.15, top diversions at 27.98%. Out damaged by the, is that the Penelope? 7 and 4. Yeah, pretty good stats all around, I'd say. And 109,000 damage. Yeah, I'll take that. And that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. So they just announced the Robot Spirits version anime Zeta Gundam. And yeah, just like most of the version anime figures, it is on model and it is just gorgeous. I really like the look of it. I still need to get the Hyakushiki, but I'm waiting for it to be cheaper because it is obscenely expensive at the moment. But yeah, it is. Zeta looks good. It is. Spidey Wing pointed out to me, it is one of the few instances of the Zeta Gundam that can actually bend its elbows the way it does in the animation, because the arms are, the natural angle of the elbow joint, follows like the wraparound part of the blue on most figures, the blue part of the forearm. But this one apparently actually has enough joints that you can bend the elbow with those parts still facing sideways like they do in the animation. So, and yeah, it's just really nicely, sharply detailed. A lot of nice hard edges, very animation accurate. I I I really like the look of it. I am gonna have to try and get one at some point.